Good morning, everyone. In today's video, we are doing a super in-depth update on this upcoming extreme coastal winter storm. We are going to start off the video here with the latest available GFS model run, and this is gonna be the 00Z, the 12Z model run, and then we're gonna look at the European model, we're gonna look at Canadian model, we're gonna look at the NAM model, we're gonna look at all the models in today's video to give you the best idea of what to expect from this dangerous coastal storm, which is now likely now in the models. As you can see, that low pressure system forms on Friday around 12 p.m. and this is going to be between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern time. We start to see that snow falling over there in portions of the mid-Atlantic there in states like Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, and states like that are seeing that snowfall over there. Now, as we move forward here, that snowfall continues and that low pressure system starts to really strengthen here. This is going to be around 12 a.m. of the 29th, now Saturday. So as you can see, that heavy rainfall is around that low pressure system hundreds of miles out from the actual low pressure system. So we can already tell that this is going to be a very strong winter storm according to the GFS model. Now, as we move forward here, that snow definitely becomes more widespread, reaching from all the way down from the coast of Maine all the way down to North Carolina. Quite the widespread snowfall starting there around 6 a.m. of the Saturday 29th. As you can see, that extremely heavy snowfall starts as it approaches more cooler temperatures, and that heavy rainfall is turning into heavy snowfall. As you can see, this is typically what happens with a nor'easter. It looks kind of like a tropical system down here with that heavy rainfall and all, but then it enters much cooler temperatures. Rather than hurricane season, it's much warmer down. It's much warmer up here, so it definitely doesn't turn into a nor'easter during hurricane season. But this is a nor'easter, so once it approaches more cooler temperatures, it's going to become more heavier snowfall. As you see, the heavy rainfall, it's extremely heavy rainfall there, and that's entering some much cooler temperatures. So you're seeing even more heavy snowfall than a regular winter storm clipper up here, where these typically form the mountains. The Rocky Mountains, but this formed just off the coast of Florida. So this is definitely a very nor'easter type storm. That heavy snowfall starts entering here in the afternoon hours of Saturday, so this will be around 3 p.m. As you see, that the coast of Maine is seeing some very heavy snowfall by then. Rhode Island could see some very heavy snowfall. Massachusetts, especially Massachusetts and New Hampshire, is going to see very heavy snowfall here in this type of area. And as you can see, that exits the area by around 9 p.m. around the overnight hours of Saturday into Sunday. But we're going to look at the European model, as the European model has a much more western trend. We're going to look at the latest available European model here, and this is the Euro 00Z high resolution. So let's go and move forward here. As you can see, that low pressure system forms just like the GFS around lunchtime of Friday. So this was only around 2 days out from now. So we're getting very closer to the event. So this is definitely becoming more confident in forecast. As you can see, that snowfall starts just like the GFS here in the mid-Atlantic. And that low pressure system again has a lot of rainfall around it. So we can already tell this could be a very strong system entering the northeast. But as you can see, it has much of a western trend and more of a northern trend going into the northeast rather than the GFS, kind of going like this. So you're not seeing as much snowfall in these coastal areas, in these more land areas. But this European model, as you can see, this goes much more inland, bringing a lot more snowfall to these types of areas here. Instead of just those coastal areas, we're going to look at snowfall totals in today's video, just like yesterday's video, but we're going to go much more in depth to those totals. And as you can see, the timing is just like the GFS, where that exits overnight from Saturday into Sunday. Now, the Canadian model it is quite similar to the European model. As you can see, it forms a lot more west, much closer to the coastline here. But as you can see, that snowfall starts in the mid-Atlantic just like the GFS and the European model. However, as you can see, it goes very northeast here, but then it switches. It kind of does a 90-degree turn here, a 45-degree turn here towards the northeast here, towards the New England area. As you can see, that brings a lot of snowfall here to this northeastern area. And then we head forward here to around 6 p.m. of Saturday. So it's mainly happening in the afternoon hours of Saturday, starting around the early morning hours of Saturday, and then heading throughout the afternoon into the evening hours. And this is going to be overnight hours. Still a little bit of snowfall, but mainly ending here by the early morning hours of Sunday. And that's, again, pretty similar to the European model. It has a much more western trend, so you're going to see a lot more snowfall in the more inland areas rather than a much eastern trend where you only see snowfall in more of the coastal spots. All right, here is the NAM model here, and this is going to be the 29th at 6 a.m. So Saturday at 6 a.m. And as you can see, the NAM has it a lot more west than any of the other models here. This has it just off the coast here of Virginia and Maryland. As you can see, this is the farthest we can go with the NAM, as you can see, but we can go ahead and we can go back here. As you can see, that forms just off the coastline of eastern Florida. And as you can see, that quickly forms here throughout. Let's see the timing on this. So this will be 12 p.m. of Friday. We head into 3 p.m. of Friday, and that snowfall is already starting here in the mid-Atlantic. So this will be 3 p.m. here of Friday. Again, we have that rainfall over there in Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, a little bit in the Panhandle of Florida as well. And as we head forward, 6 p.m. of Friday, that snowfall yet continues for the mid-Atlantic here. Florida is seeing a little bit more rainfall, and portions of North Carolina and South Carolina is even seeing a little bit of snowfall possibly, but some very wet snowfall. So it's not going to really stick due to that rainfall being surrounded by it. But as you can see, that snowfall is already hitting Long Island by 6 p.m. of Friday, and we're going to be heading into Saturday here. And as you can see, this is going to be around 6 a.m. of Saturday, possibly a little bit of ice, but ice is not going to be a very big threat here with this storm rather than the last storm. But this is going to be 12 a.m. of Friday or around 1 a.m. As you can see, that snowfall is very widespread here across the mid-Atlantic and northeast already. And as we head here, this low pressure is looking very northern here, which is going to bring a lot of snowfall to all of these areas. And even these areas, as you're going to see that snowfall when the low pressure system forms. So the NAM model has it a lot, looking a lot stronger system here and a lot more inland system than the long range model. So tomorrow we will be able to go much farther in the short range model, so we will have much more details likely Thursday and Friday here. So make sure you do keep up to date by subscribing to the channel, turn on post notifications so you won't miss another video, and you'll know exactly when I do upload the daily videos updating you guys on this. We can go ahead and look at snowfall totals, and if you want, we can possibly go to freezing rain accumulations, as we might see a little bit of freezing rain in around North Carolina. All right, these are the snowfall totals according to the GFS model, and we're looking at the mid-Atlantic right now. And these pinks are going to be 6 to 7 inches of snowfall. Those darker blues, these normal blue colors, these are going to be around 3 to 4 inches of snowfall. So over here in Maryland, you could see around or near the Washington area, Washington, D.C. area, you could potentially see around 2 to 3 inches of snowfall. This is according to the GFS model, so we're going to look at other models that see their changes with this. But as you can see, mostly blues in the mid-Atlantic with 3 to 4 inches of snowfall. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Northeast. Here's the Northeast snowfall amounts. So these more magenta colors, you're going to see upwards of 20 inches of snowfall here along the coastlines of Maine and Massachusetts. Possibly a little bit of Rhode Island could see potentially upwards of 20 inches of snowfall. Of course, again, this is according to the GFS model. This is going to change over the next 2 days here. But we're just taking the early looks at possible snowfall totals here from this storm. But a lot of this snowfall is going to be in just off the coast here. This is not going to be on land, but you could, but most of the snowfall, very heavy snowfall amounts according to the GFS model, is just going to be off the coastline here. But again, those pinks right here are going to be upwards of 10 inches of snowfall, and those blues are going to be 3 to 4 inches of snowfall. Here's a total accumulating snowfall according to the European model. As you can see, it has a much more western trend, so that snowfall is going to be much more inland here. As you can see, a lot of these areas are going to see 20 inches of snowfall according to the European model, and pretty much the whole state of Maine could see upwards of a foot of snowfall here, and that's also New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Long Island could see 20 inches of snowfall, and that includes New York City. So it's going to be hitting some very populated areas here. In New Jersey, pretty much the whole state could see up to a foot of snowfall. Delaware could well see a foot of snowfall, and portions of Maryland, these areas could see a foot of snowfall, but over here near Washington, D.C., likely around 1 to 3 inches of snowfall, so not that much there, but a lot of these areas are going to see upwards of a foot of snowfall according to the European model. This is going to change over time, but Friday I will have the full details on and the most confidence forecasting these snowfall amounts on Friday, so definitely stay tuned for Friday's video. If you did enjoy the latest update on this upcoming extreme coastal winter storm, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new and turn on post notifications so you won't miss another update or live stream on this very extreme winter storm that's going to be heading into the northeast, pretty much a nor'easter we could call it here. So definitely stay tuned again for more updates on this. These models are going to change a lot over the next 2 days or so. Make sure you do share this with any friends or family that may live in these areas, or may share it to other friends and family that may live in these areas and want to keep up to date with the latest information. But anyways, stay safe.